built an Iron Man glove with the laser that can start a fire instantly.
Oh my god, it's smoking.
And the reason for that is because ever since 3D printing became more popular, it seems like everyone is making their own Iron Man suit, except they all have a huge problem. They don't actually work. If you needed to use them in a real-life survival situation, they wouldn't be effective at all. So I decided to build my own to fix all of those problems with 6 different features no Iron Man suit has, and put it to the test in a bunch of survival situations.
This is everything I need to survive. But first, I want to tell you about the suit itself.
The first thing I needed to do was create all of the panels, which required me to design and 3D print like 50 different pieces. But I also had 3 modifications to take the armor panels to the next level. First of all, if I wanted to survive, these panels couldn't be made of plastic. That's weak and brittle and would not help me survive a bear attack. So I needed to make them indestructible. I tediously covered all the pieces with carbon fiber and resin in order to toughen it up, then applied an outer coating of a special polyurethane material, which made the suit incredibly durable. But after all the panels were done, I still had one final modification. Since so many types of armor are so difficult to put on and take off, I wanted to fix that. So I got an armored motorcycle jacket, which I got custom tailored to fit my body, where I then needed to rivet all of the armor panels into the jacket. I made a secondary piece that would go over my head with this special holder in the front for the coolest part of the suit, which you'll see in a second.
This looks sick! Now that I have this on, this actually feels like comfortable. And before leaving, I wanted to think of every possible thing you would need to survive the wilderness.
Such as your phone, a knife, a fire starter, maybe some rope, a flashlight, and definitely some food and water, in order to figure out how to incorporate them all into the suit. But when it came to surviving in the wilderness, the first thing I needed to do was find shelter.
The first thing that I'm gonna do is try and find 2 trees so I could pitch a tent. And this is where I'm gonna show you something really cool that this phone can do.
Which I programmed a special app for to create a real working version of Jarvis.
There's 3 steps.
First, I just needed to make a Jarvis Python program that actually worked on my computer, since that would be the easiest to start with. Okay, I finished. Let's test it out and see how it works. Hey Jarvis, how's it going?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How can I help you today?
Oh yeah, by the way, I sped up the voice because it was talking too slow.
Then I needed to convert it to an Android app so I could run it on the Oppo A6 Pro. Because the reason I use this phone is, for one, it has a phenomenal battery life, able to support up to 20 hours of continuous video playback, and also happens to be today's video sponsor. I literally built the entire suit around this phone. Like, look at this. Hey Jarvis, what's that?
That's an ESP32 room development board. Need any info on it?
And also, since the Oppo phone has a special feature allowing it to literally charge other devices, the third step was to connect it to a microchip to allow Jarvis to hopefully control other elements of the suit.
I'm working on this. What time is it? I'm working on this for 14 hours. Hold it to pin 2. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready? So if I tap 1, it lights up. And that's huge because I could just make Jarvis tap 1.
But finally, after all that programming, it was time to actually put it to the test.
Jarvis, what do you see right now?
I see a man holding a camera in a forest.
That's a videographer.
Okay, I see a videographer in the forest.
How do I set this up?
Let me do some research for you.
That appears to be a Go Time Gear life tent, which is easy to set up. Just run the rope through the orange top, then tie both ends between 2 trees.
It works really well. However, there's still a few things I can improve.
That's a tree trunk.
Yes, it is a tree trunk, Jarvis. These branches are kind of... Jarvis, close the mask. Here's the tent. It's not much, but it's what I could fit on my body.
So now it was time to take the suit and Jarvis to go light a fire, and this is where you can see the next feature that I added.
I made it to a river, and I think this would be a really good place to start a fire. Just a small fire, but that way it's close to water in case I need to put it out. I'm feeling some raindrops, which means it might start raining. Luckily though, the Oppo phone is waterproof.
Let's say you go to wash your hands, but you accidentally put your phone down the wrong way. Or you decide you really need to wash your phone off. It can survive a 30-minute soak down to 1.5 meters. One of the simplest and most important things to take with you in the wilderness is a knife. And I built mine directly into my arm, which when triggered...
Yeah.
But let me show you how I built it.
I bought a knife. It's a hunting knife. We're gonna take this apart and we're gonna make it a hidden blade on my wrist. It's gonna go so I'll be able to shoot forward.
This part actually took me a bit of time to fully test and get it working, but I was able to modify a standard hunting knife to mount it onto a linear rail system.
I got the knife all cut and I even upgraded the spring. Now I just gotta put it all together.
Then I quickly modeled an outer shell to allow me to launch it with the press of a button.
It's assembled. This knife is pulled back in a locked position. You can see this thing's holding it in place. And then when I press this button, it should shoot up. So let's see. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. That's so powerful. And it's locked up top.
And I used this knife to open another Oppo phone to demonstrate its final ability, military drop resistance. But now, it was time to get back to the main mission of starting the fire.
Do you see anything that I could use to start a fire?
I see dry leaves and twigs that could be used as kindling.
I've gathered everything. Now let's see if this laser can actually start a fire.
This is a 200-watt laser I bought
That can burn through basically anything. Cardboard? Yup. Metal can? Yup. Flesh? Yup. But as powerful as this laser is, super bulky. And I want to have this like inside of my forearm.
So I took it apart and I discovered the part that actually shoots the laser was the perfect size to fit into this custom designed 3D printed gauntlet with a mechanism that allows it to open and close. And you'll see, even from a few feet away,
Oh my God, it's smoking.
this works extremely well.
Oh my God. For safety reasons, I don't want to start a fire too big. But as you can see, this actually works.
And by now, I was already confident I could survive the wilderness. However, I still had more things to add.
Imagine this, you're in the middle of the wilderness. You're looking to get food, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's a bear. That's what we're gonna be simulating today.
When you go into a survival situation, you might want to have a rope. But in order to launch that rope, you might want to have a high-pressured CO2-powered rope launcher with an arrow tip that could be mounted on your arm and fired off in any direction.
These things are incredibly sharp. Trust me, I know from experience, I accidentally stepped on one. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. That went fast. That bear has no chance. The bear is cooked. Subscribe. Jarvis, fire my launcher.
Firing your launcher, sir.
Didn't really fire very far, did it?
Let me do some research for you.
I don't know, I could actually try one more time. Okay, 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, as you've seen, 30% of the time, it works every time.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave. The box is...
But luckily, I've still got this thing. Stay back, stay back. Ah, that's sick.
But once it got dark, it was time to test the final feature, which is that I installed LED lights under each of the armor panels. And since I mentioned earlier that the Oppo phone can power other devices, it allowed me to power the circuit board, which was connected to the lights, so I could do this.
All right, turn the lights up. Jarvis, turn on the lights.
Let's have the lights for you, sir.
That's sick.
And it looks super cool at night.
Yo.
But remember, this is just Mark 1. And Tony Stark didn't get his working on the first try, so subscribe to get me to 10 mil because I'm not stopping until Mark 85.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. YouTube thinks you're gonna like this video right here, so you should watch it.